you can actually close on a property, on real estate, a house, land, whatever you want to call it, using a quick claim deed. Well, not even close, but you can buy real estate using a quick claim deed, right? And a quick claim deed is you pretty much fill it out and file it, and it gets filed. But there's no guarantee to you actually owning the house, right? A lot of people try to do it in many different cases, either because they're trying to save money or they're buying the property for a real low price and they don't want to spend the money on actually closing, or whatever the reason may be. I don't think you should ever do it, mostly in like title states. I don't know how like other states do it. I'm in Michigan, so we have title states, so we have title companies. Other states use lawyers. Not too sure how their process goes, but in title states you should always use a title company to close on a piece of real estate, right? No matter what, right? Because if you just do a quick claim deed and I don't know, let's say you buy the house for dirt cheap, right? You put a bunch of money into it. Let's say you flip it and then you go to sell it. No regular buyer is going to be like, oh, you just got a quick claim deed? Sure. Right? And get a mortgage on it, right? That's never going to fly. Everyone's going to use a title company, and it's just going to get you more issues on later on, right? Maybe you saved a few $100s at the beginning, but you might even find out you can't even sell the house, right? So always use a title company, because a title company, they pull title and essentially they just make sure that there's no liens, right? There's no encumbrances, there's no anything clouding the title, there's no like land contract from like 20 years ago or just anything on it, right? So when you do get the title for it, right, they're able to give you title insurance and a warranty deed. So that pretty much protects you against, let's say that a contractor is like, oh well, now this guy bought this house, so I'll, maybe the previous owner owed him like, I don't know, $5,000 for installing the furnace. He'll come to you and be like, hey, I'm owed, whatever. And then you can essentially tell him to go kick rocks, right? Because you have a warranty deed and you have title insurance. But if you do the other thing, you can't really say anything because you have no idea if anything is clouding title or not, right? So just make sure when you do things, you do them the right way. Don't cut corners, mostly with stuff like this, because it can really, even if you just keep it as a rental, right? You might have someone come up, you might buy a place, like I said, for like $10,000, but some contractor may have a lien on the place for like $20,000, and you never know unless you actually had someone pull title. And well, I guess you could figure that out, but if you're buying a property on a quick claim deed, you probably don't know how to figure that out anyway. Or maybe you do. I don't know. Maybe you're more advanced than I am. But anyway, moral of the story, you should always use a title company, because you always want a warranty deed, and I always want title insurance. Well, I guess speaking for myself, I always want those things. Most investors or any normal, reasonable human beings always want those things. If you decide to buy something on a quick claim deed, that just transfers ownership like that without actually pulling title, I just think you're running a big risk. You can do it, it's doable, but I don't think it's very advisable. And I don't think any real estate investors are going to be like, hey, you should do that, right? Just pay the few $100s, whatever it costs, get a title policy and pay a title company. It's usually under like $1,000, whatever, right? But that $1,000 now will probably save you, maybe, who knows, like thousands, because if you can't sell the house or something else happens, you might have to get a real estate lawyer involved to like help. It gets like way out there, and it's not even worth covering what happens in those cases, right? Because it should never happen, right? Figure that stuff out at the beginning, so it's out the way and you don't have to worry about it, right? So hopefully this made sense. And if you have any questions, let me know. And if you need a title company, also let me know. There's some awesome title companies I work with that are very investor friendly. So have a good one.